What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of The Irish One. My name is Chris, aka Irish2K, the Irish in The Irish One. Haven't done an episode in a while. Basically, just been kind of relaxing, enjoying life, if you will. Got a lot of stuff going on right before the football season, between fantasy football, being a dad, all that stuff. Plus, trying to make content with video games is also pretty important to me. Hence why I end up doing live streams and things like that and getting consumed up with all of it. But life happens really fast, and before you know it, it's been months since you've done anything podcast related. So thought, hey, what better time than right now? So hope you guys enjoyed the summer. Hope the beginning of the school year, if you're anybody with children, hope that's been going smooth. I know for me, it's pretty eye-opening. I'm a 32-year-old man, and I am the father of a 13-year-old in 7th grade, and that is a real deal thing. It's not something I can alter. That sentence is about as legit as it gets. It's cool, I think the crazier thing is every birthday of my son's that passes, he's an age that I can vividly remember, like events, people, life altering moments that, as an adult, you think back like, man, I wish I'd have just done this instead of this. And he's coming up on some of those now that he's 13. That's probably the coolest part of parenting is you get to like, this is that time machine moment that you make up in your head. Like, if I could just go back in time. Well, now you kind of get to when you have a child that's the age that you were in those moments. You get to just be like, hey, don't fucking do this. Do this. Luckily I have a son who's not very interested in being Mr. Popular, which is the fucking opposite of me. I was so attention hungry as a kid. I mean, look at me now. I'm making a podcast about myself. Doesn't get much more attention seeking than that. But he just does not give a shit about any of that. He's the coolest fucking kid, and it's because he doesn't care about being cool. He just likes what he likes, and he enjoys every single solitary moment of his life by doing the things that he wants to do, which is basically how I live my life now as an adult. So, I'm lucky as hell to be the kid's dad, let alone get to be a part of these moments. So it's, people, I think people take these moments for granted, these things for granted. But being a dad is probably the greatest gift life has ever given me. And, on one end I have a teenager, on the other end I have a about to be an 8-year-old girl who, just the heart of a saint, man. She is such a good person, and she's got feistiness from me and feistiness from her mom, and she's a woman in my family, so she's got a bloodline and a lineage of very strong, powerful women that she's tapping into on a regular basis. Likes to tell you what to do, likes to get her point across and be heard. It's all wrapped up in this 7-year-old girl's mind. And truthfully, I've never loved anyone as much as I love my kids. And you kind of flash back to all of the people that you kind of put on this like pedestal before you had children, and like, how much that person meant to you and all of their needs and wants, and what you would do to accomplish those little goals. And now you're like, you're an adult and you're in a grocery store, and you cannot leave that grocery store unless you buy grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, because your daughter needs them and wants them. So that's basically what maturing and becoming a parent is you very quickly realize that nothing else matters. Like, nothing in the world matters more than what they want and what they need. And there's a lot of parents who put up the tough parent act, and This is my house, these are my rules, but I'm telling you, it's it's just not internally, it's just not that. It isn't, because as much as I like to put off that, whose house are you in? Who pays for this? And blah, 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 blah. I do all this shit for them anyway. So although I paid for it, I buy it because I want them to see it. I buy it because I want them to, be a part of it. I got this apartment in Grove City because I wanted to be close to them. If I didn't have children, I wouldn't even be in Ohio, let alone Grove City or any Columbus related area. But I'm here because of them, and I'm a gamer. But my son is a gamer, my daughter is a gamer, so I buy Nintendo Switches and all kinds of stuff for them because that's what they like because of me. So I enforce that, and I infuse as much of me into their lives as they can, because that's what being a parent is. It's just doing everything you can to make people that you wish you could hang out with as a kid. you uh, but no, that's basically life. When you get to my ages, you just genuinely want to be a good person, and hope that through your actions you create good people. Whether it's your children, your family, your friends, people associate, that you just have this impact on people's lives that doesn't become a negative. Um, but yeah, I being a dad, being a brother, being a friend, being a son, these are all things that I never truly appreciated until I got to my adulthood and realized that every part of me, every role that I'm in, has this massive impact. Um, and not because I think I'm this great person. It's just when you care enough, people tend to be affected by you. Um, I think that's ultimately the goal of life, is make sure that what you do, um, and who you're around and who you impact are all positive things. Can't be perfect. You're gonna piss somebody off. It's just inevitable. Believe me, I got a list. I'm sure the list is all down the road and around the corner of people who love to bop me one. I deserve it probably, but I'm the list of people who, tell me all the time they're happy they know me. That list is quite a bit longer, and um, yeah, on those tough days, that would be my advice: is just think about that list if you can imagine it, all the names on it, all the reasons that those names are on them, and despite how bad things are, despite how bad things can get, um, those people need you as much as you hate it. They do. As much as you wish it wasn't that way because you want to hide and stuff, they need you. And it kind of comes full circle with being a dad. You know, when my life had that big change from, being a full-time husband and father at the same time to just being Chris Sloan and a dad, it's probably the toughest pill I had to swallow. Is my shit doesn't matter. Like, obviously mental health is important, but like, one major thing you can do to help yourself, A, humble yourself, and B, kind of bring you back into reality, is like, this shit is temporary. You know what I mean? Like, the negative things are temporary. But your impact in people's lives is eternal. There's nothing that you can do to alter that. So you got to make as many positive impacts as you can. There's always going to be a couple of negative ones, whether they're fucking just haters or people that you end up actually doing wrong. There's always going to be balance in the world. There's going to be a little bit of give and take, good and bad. But, as long as you're happy with the good and you can live with the bad, you'll make it. uh, I think that's the only thing that I do anymore is accept the good, live with the bad, and hope that you do enough and that I've done enough that when that day comes where Chris Sloan doesn't exist anymore, that people remember me for the positive things, not any of the negatives. Um, so that's my motivation, and maybe something you can tap into, whoever you are. Uh, we all have people that we are needed by, and sometimes it gets bogged down and blurry because deep down we all still have needs and we all have things that would make us happier. And really, those are just temporary highs that we think we need because we're going through a low. Uh, Instead of leaning on those things, I would just recommend focusing on how vital you are to so many people. Maybe not everybody. Never going to be everybody. There's plenty of people who will wish for your downfall. Just how it is, how it goes. Complete strangers sometimes. But just remember, there are enough people that you positively impact that you need to keep moving forward. That is my mantra, and I pass that on to y'all. That's why I love doing these, because there's no fucking rhyme or reason to any of this shit. I went from talking about my kids and being a dad to now like how to self motivate, to not to like change the fucking world or change your stars like a Knight's Tale, just to get through. I think that's not enough people take into consideration how much strength it takes to just to get through to the next day. Sometimes that's harder than people give credit for. And I think if you're somebody that's working towards just getting through the next day, then you're doing a great job. And keep going, because getting through to the next day will get you to the next day, and then eventually it'll be getting through to the next moment, and then getting through to the next achievement. And then eventually you're going to be looking back like, man, I fucking climbed some mountains back there. And you still got a ways to go, but at least you can look at what you've come from and be proud of yourself. And that's not something that anybody can take from you. That's you. That's all you. So the biggest thing about why I do these things and why I do the content, the gaming stuff, is I'm trying to give myself the world that I wish I had, because I believe the more you manifest in your life, literally, not metaphorically, or I don't think it's bad to like think about the things you want in your life, but be honest. If you want to be someone who entertains people, you gotta start trying to entertain people. And so you can't just do it from your mind. You may be entertained by yourself, but how the hell will you know if anybody likes you? I mean, it's kind of where I started with like doing the stand-up comedy thing. Like, I was so scared, and I went up on that stage and I did 5 minutes, and it was like, meh. It wasn't. I didn't get a contract from Netflix after it. A couple people giggled, got a pop on a couple jokes, but for the most part, it was just me overcoming a fear. But just to show you that sometimes it doesn't always work out. The second time I did it, I completely froze. Had a bunch of jokes, lost them all, just stood on the stage and bitched about something else. Not bitch, but like there was some shit that went on before my act went up. Just some obnoxious fucking college kids over there for one of their friends, and just fucking ruined the whole mood. And But that's part of being a stand-up comedian, though, is not every room is going to be good. And those who are doing it at a professional level, they could deal with all that shit. That was my second time on stage, and it kind of fucking scared me from ever doing it again. So I might try it one day in the future, when I get the confidence back. But for the most part, this is my safe place right here, me and this camera. And then, when I do live stream stuff, like, a lot of my personality comes out in those videos. And if you saw the TikTok videos that I've put out of those gaming sessions, like, I don't see myself when I play games and when I do live streams. Like, I don't see me. I see Irish 2K. I see a persona, a character. Chris Sloan is not present in that moment. You know what I mean? It's very much me, acting, if you will, or being entertaining. And instead of putting my own name on it, I put this nickname on it, this character name, this title, this Irish 2K thing. And I've almost like psychologically disconnected the two. It's weird, I know. But basically, like, Irish 2K, like, when I'm in that moment and I'm streaming, I'm like super comfortable being in front of this same exact camera with this same exact mic right here and playing a video game and doing voices and but if I was to do the same exact bit with people around me, you're not getting that. You're not getting Irish 2K. You're getting very nervous Chris Sloan. It sounds fucking crazy, believe me. I've thought very long and hard about it. And there are people who have literally seen the videos that I posted and then, like, seen me in person. And they're like, what the fuck? He won't speak to anybody. He's literally just sat over there and watched television, or like just stood and looked at people. Like, it's the fucking craziest shit, man. I feel bad because I feel like people expected that version of me, but it's just not who I am. That is a character. It's dedicated to that world, that personality. If I could pull that fucking thing out and use it in day-to-day life, I would do it. But when you got to look people in the face and you have to see the disappointment and the judgment when you make the same jokes, it tends to, like, lock your shit up, and you just don't want to do it anymore. But yeah, that's why I made this, the Irish one. It's not Irish 2K, it's me. The guy who takes pride in his ancestral background and wanting to just be, alive and happy and not fuck my kids up and, not die too young. Just live as best and as long as I can for my kids. Legitimately, my kids and my mom, my grandmother, my brother, my sister, and my dad, just the people that care about me. My other sister, my cousins, fucking list long as shit. All my friends, people I consider like siblings, the people who, have made me very aware of the fact that if I wasn't around for whatever reason, it would be pretty bad. And I don't want to do that to nobody, man. So instead, you smile, you listen, and keep pushing forward, and you get your kicks. You get your kicks in when you're in your gaming world, and nobody can tell you how to be. You can be whoever you want to be, and you can be as obnoxious as you want to be. You can put on accents and make yourself laugh, and who gives a shit? You know what I mean? If anybody is watching my gaming videos and judging me, the first thing I'm saying is, why are you watching my gaming videos in the first place, dog? Like, you put in an effort to see me out of my human in person element. You really dug deep to find out, you know, who Chris Sloan pretend or not pretends. I mean, it's me, but it's just not the same person you guys get in these little episodes, and it's definitely not the same person that like people get when I'm out and about. Um, you know, I just if you're putting that much effort in to watch my video just to hate on me, dog, hey man, as as Drake said, what's a star or what's a fuck? What's the damn line? uh, what's a star when its most important fan is missing? You know, so you can be a fan of me, dog. I don't care. You know, just hate me for a legit reason. That's all I'm saying. I if I did something to you, that's legit. But if I didn't do anything to you, you ain't got a reason to fucking hate me. Go on with your bad self, because I'm too busy being a dad. I'm too busy making content. I'm too busy trying to live before I can't anymore. And uh, things that people prioritize and things that used to matter just don't matter, man. Like, like, and this is the last time I'll talk about it in this fucking episode, at least. But like the dating world, like, I almost wish like Time Machine, like to kind of go back and talk about that again. Like people talk about, oh, if I had a time machine, I'd go back and blah blah blah. If I had a time machine, I would just go back and watch and like people watch. You know what I mean? I want to see what dating was like before the goddamn internet. you know? You had a chance to fix who you were. You had a chance to surprise somebody with who you are instead of just, you go to my Facebook page, you go to my Instagram, you go to my Twitter, you go to that YouTube channel, you go to any of that shit. There's no more mystery to me. You have figured out everything. But that's kind of like how it has to be. You know what I mean? Like you can't nowadays, man. You can't hide shit. Like you gotta be 100. Like there's things that I keep to myself that will come out eventually through dating, like positive things. Um, but like I'm a nerd. I'm always gonna be a nerd. I'm a gamer. I'm always gonna be a gamer. I have children. I'm always gonna be a father. So like you gotta get with all that shit. And if you can pass through all that shit and still like me, cool. This is gonna work. But 32 years old, nobody fits that mold. Unfortunately. There's always something, man. You could be perfect in two of the three, but you got kids. So you can be it's okay that you have kids, but you're a nerd. You like all this shit that's like really lame to them, or they like what you like. The kids is cool, but hey, this hobby you have, I don't got time for that shit. Damn, it's always something. It's always something. But I think the biggest thing that came out of this past summer is I don't care anymore. Like dating is just it's just such a heavy weight that puts a burden on people to be something they are not. Because if someone can't, if no one's swiping on your name or hitting like on your post, there must be something wrong with you and you gotta fix it. It's like, nah, man, just fuck those people. Seriously, like at this point, they're not looking for a partner. They're looking for a match. And I'm gonna be the first to tell you, if you're on a dating app right now, just delete the fucking thing. Like, just delete the fucking thing, all right? Because the people that are on there, there's nothing wrong with those people. They just don't get it. They don't get it. They're looking for a match to something they don't even understand. Like, some of the things that people put in those posts about what they're looking for, or like Hinge is a really funny one. There's a question and it says, uh, you should not, like, what's the thing? Like, you won't like me if, or if you know, you shouldn't match with me if, and then it's always like this, like, fucking crazy ass thing. Like, you know, you won't like me if you don't absolutely love dogs. I'm here to tell you now, I love dogs. I'll never fucking own a dog. That's just my opinion. I have been soured to dogs. My life has just had the worst fucking dogs, like mentally worst dogs, not like violently worse dogs. That make you just hate fucking dogs, like in general. So I had one good dog my whole life. One. Many dogs in my family. One dog was like the dog. But like then you see that shit and you're like, well, you have to love all dogs. Like, okay, well, sorry, bitch. Not all the dogs are good. Okay? Some of the dogs should not be dogs. Some of them should be demons. But on the flip side of that, there's like very few cats in my family. But I fucking love cats. So, and in my opinion, cats are the realest fucking animals in the whole goddamn pet world. Because they don't fucking care what you think at all. They don't love you. They might need you. They might find affection with you, but they don't like need a damn thing from you. If they need to hunt, they'll eat you if you want to push it. But I don't know. I love the vibe and the attitude and um, the mental state of a cat. You just walk into your house and the cat's just like, I guess you're home. Like that. That's the funniest shit in the world to me. Whereas dogs is like, you're the fucking greatest, woo! Which some people need that. I get it. I get it. But don't like base your fucking dating life on it. Yeah, like, but that's not something you need to put in the goddamn profile. Like, if you meet someone and they fit all your fucking needs as a human being, you're telling me you're gonna walk away from that because they're not super excited about owning a dog? Like, just seems very silly to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And it's probably hypocritical. It's probably petty. I don't know, man. I'll let y'all judge the fuck out of me for it. But that's just delete fucking dating apps, man. There's probably an easier way to meet somebody and like connect. But for me, like dating apps are just a fucking joke, man. It's a sham. It's a scam. People ain't real on there. People care too much about the digits, the heights, the weights, the ages, the fucking, nobody knows a damn thing about you and they judge you. And it's just, it's easier just to delete the shit and just accept that if there's going to be a person that comes in your life, they're probably going to fall into your life naturally through you doing the things you want to do. You know what I mean? You go to a convention because you're into something, you meet somebody who's there and y'all click on something. That's a way to meet somebody, but you know, that's the problem with where we are as a society is that shit's not easier, especially for people like me who, you know, still putting the pieces back together from a previous go at society. We'll call it that. Um, so yeah, man, you're worth more than what dating apps offer, and you deserve better than the people that are on those fucking things, and they deserve better because ultimately, you know, whenever dating decided to be the phone equivalent of a casting call, that's kind of when everybody died a little. At least we lost the soul of what made us humans, the spirit of it, the fun parts, meeting in the element. We lost that, and hopefully we get back to it. Hopefully that's my goal. Is like, if I'm gonna meet somebody, I'd love to meet them that way, like in my element. but uh, but yeah, but well, I mean, this has been 30 minutes of nonsense, so we'll call this an episode. Hope you guys enjoy the time between now and whenever the fuck I do this again, which could be in a week, could be in a month, could be fucking next year, baby. Either way, you guys have a good time and a good life, and hopefully next time we catch up, we got more good stories to tell. Peace.